to order. May we start off, please, with a salute to the nation's flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, as always, for that. The roll call, please. Carol, allow the record to show that Supervisors Sabavic, Tom Cassiola, Cindy Fisher, Frank DeGizio, and Ron Flair are in attendance. In addition, Township Manager Don Januso, Chief of Police Sean Bukovinsky, Dan Deiseroff of Gateway Engineers, and Township Solicitor Gretchen Moore. At this time, we do have a special guest, and we'd like to hear from Diana Irey, our County Commissioner, and she is able to give us a little state of the county. Please, would you like the microphone?
All right.
And all here?
This one?
Yes. And you can take it out of the stand and hold it.
Yeah, because I'm a little short for this.
Petite is the word, right?
Thanks so much for having me, Eric, and to all of you who are serving your community, thank you for what you do. It's greatly appreciated. Things are going well in Washington County. I'll just give you a little bit of an update. So our budget last year, again, we 8 consecutive years without raising county taxes, 8 years. Our budget with state, federal, and county funds is just around $160 million. As you know, we went through the reassessment. We're still having few appeals based on the court-ordered reassessment that we had to go through. But overall, it seemed to have gone relatively smooth process. We are getting ready now to do our budget for next year, and I don't know if you know this, but we do budget forecasting, so we will forecast budgets out for the next 5 years, and I can tell you that next year we don't anticipate to have to raise taxes again either. Things are going well. You probably know we sold the Washington County Health Center, our nursing home, this year. We had, in 4 years, had to put right around $8 million into the facility between supplementing the budget and improvements, capital improvements. And we made a very difficult decision of selling it, and so there is a private business who's running it now. They retained 92% of our current employees, which we thought was one of the things we were really concerned about, to make sure, because there are over 300 employees there. So right now we have about 600 employees in the county. We've been focusing on putting a lot of funds into our county parks. If you haven't been to Mingo or to Cross Creek, you should really go out there. There's so much more available for individuals to enjoy. And we put an emphasis on that. Fortunately, we had the gas royalty monies from allowing drilling in the park because it's the only tangible benefit every taxpayer can touch. We have no county roads. So we think it's important to make sure that we offer some amenities for you. We're getting ready to do some new things at the courthouse. We have a lot of improvements and repairs that are going on, and you probably all know that we're getting another judge that was ordered by the legislature based on the number of cases that we have in Washington County, so we're getting ready to bring a new judge on board. Our correctional facility is overcrowded. We continue to look for new ways to reduce our population from diversionary programs that we have been funding with the courts and the district attorney's office for low-level offenders, trying to get individuals with substance use disorder, first-time offenders into more treatment programs and behavioral health and our treatment courts. So we've been focusing on that. Also have revamped the home monitoring system. We funded that for the courts and hired some additional staff. Our furlough into service FITS program that we started back in 1997 was myself and Commissioner Burns that actually created that program, where we take our non-violent offenders out of the facility and put them into work in the communities for the local governments and nonprofits at no cost. That continues to flourish. There's about a 6-month waiting list a lot of times. There's a lot of need, but they've done some tremendous work. We started to focus on recovery We now have recovery conference that's geared towards offenders to help to get them reintegrated into the community to be productive citizens. We have employers that show up. We have individuals that present on how to get their driver's license reinstated, pay off their court fines and fees, reinstate health care, and a number of other issues. So we do that once a year. So if anybody knows anyone, you can always call my office. We can give you the dates when we're going to have it again. We had one in May. But things are going very well. I don't know if anybody wanted to ask me any specific questions about anything going on.
Yeah, please. Supervisors, any questions, or anyone from the audience? Questions for Commissioner?
Sure.
Yes,
Okay.
Elizabeth?
How are you?
Thank you for coming to our meeting.
You're very welcome.
But I'd like to ask you a question. I must have missed this in the paper. There's a new judge. Will that be an appointment or a voting?
This will be done through a vote next year. There will be on the ballot for the new judicial position. So it'll start effective 2020, elected 2019. Oh, you're very welcome. If anybody else is thinking of a question, I'll tell you one other thing I'm really proud of. So you know how you hear about the pension crisis everywhere? Washington County does not have a pension crisis. And in 2003, my colleagues and I put an end to lifetime health care benefits for employees. It used to be if you worked for the county and you served for 8 years, you had health care until the day you died. And there's always a copay, but still that was a benefit that most individuals who were paying those salaries didn't receive. So we put an end to that. And we started an OPEB trust account. That stands for Other Post-Employment Benefit Trust Account before it was ever required by law to reduce our liabilities in the future. We also have the second lowest assumed rate of return for our pension fund in all of Pennsylvania. It's 6.75. We're now tied with we took the lead, another one tied with us. So 6.75 is our assumed rate of return, and we are 92% funded, which means we are a very healthy fund. We pay close attention to it. We use a monitor that will vet all money managers that come. We have an asset allocation plan. It's reviewed weekly. We adhere to that. And so it's doing very well.
Very well.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Any progress in releasing funds to upgrade the 911 county system and radio system?
Well, as you probably know, we did put a lot of money into that just a few years ago. There continues to be requests made, and we have a capital expenditures committee, and the capital expenditures committee is comprised of a number of different officials in the county, including the budget director and the controller and the purchasing director and some elected officials, not commissioners, and they vet all of those requests. So we don't have a specific request before us right now. But if you want to talk to me about it,
There's negotiations, correct?
I'm sorry?
There's been negotiations.
Not that have reached the commissioners yet. But if you want to fill me in on some things that
No, I
you
know
see as needs.
there are survey committees from the Fire Chiefs Association talking about upgrading systems, radios and stuff.
Okay.
And I know there's negotiations. I didn't know what level was that.
Well, I will ask Jeff Yates, our public safety director. Thanks for bringing that to my attention, because he has not brought that to our attention yet.
Elizabeth? Anyone?
Another question.
Okay.
Our taxes, how long has been since there's been
A county tax increase, 8 years. We've had 8 consecutive budgets without a tax increase. There was one prior to that. There were 7 consecutive balanced budgets without a tax increase.
and what do you just
Do we what?
Contribute?
attribute?
Saying no a lot. Because for every budget process that we start in October, everybody brings their Christmas wish list. And we have a process that we go through whenever we look at increasing additional staff or any contracts when they would be up for renewal or an increase. And we do the budget forecasting. So we know what the impact any decision we have is going to make several years out. That helps, because once you look at the bigger picture, it helps you to stay more focused.
Has the royalties the county received,
It has had an impact on capital expenditures. So we've been able to invest more in physical structures for the county. For instance, we also use that money to pay for the reassessment, where most counties have had to borrow money when they've had to go through a reassessment. We were able to pay for it through the gas royalty monies. And we additionally put, when we sold it, Washington County Health Center, we put an additional $5 million into our OPEB trust account, continuing to reduce the county's future obligations. So we can keep taxes up. You're welcome.
Very well.
And thank you.
Any others? Yes.
Hey, darling.
Darlene.
Hi there, how are you?
Good.
Let's get drilling in Cecil Township. Let's promote it big time, because we are not doing it here and we're not getting the benefit of it.
Yeah. I'm very supportive of the energy industry, and my husband is trying to retire with 41 years from the military, and we have many conversations about energy independence and why that keeps such a great need for our armed services. So I'm very supportive of it. And Washington County has benefited tremendously. And speaking with the gas companies, you know, they continue to see the market go up. You know, they're optimistic, and that means jobs too. And our unemployment rate goes between 3.8% and 4% in Washington County. We have employers who are having a difficult time trying to find the skilled workforce they need. So we've partnered with our job training to work on that more, and they are doing for job forecasting, and they get the information into the hands of the superintendents, who then get it into the guidance counselors at the schools to try to make sure that we promote all opportunities for our young people, because there are a lot of opportunities in the trades that individuals are not considering. So we're trying to turn that around.
Very well. Anything further? Very well.
Thank
you,
you for
Diana.
having me so much. Thank you guys for all you do. And thank you for showing up to a public meeting and being interested in what goes on in your community.
I agree.